It is so delicious. It is a roasted pear butternut squash soup, and it is as delicious as it is nutritious. It makes 4 really big servings. Um, I can fill this bowl 4 times, and a whole big bowl of this soup is only about 255 calories with 10 grams of fiber and 10 grams of protein if the protein part if you make it with bone broth. You can make your own bone broth for my friends who really love cooking from scratch. And this is from scratch other than I am going to use this organic chicken sipping bone broth. If you are someone who is vegan, you wouldn't have to use the bone broth. You could use vegetable broth and it could be entirely vegan. I'm not vegan though, and I have been on a Manjaro journey trying to lose weight, and I need as much protein as possible. And this has 9 grams of protein per serving. So I like using bone broth. But you can also use chicken broth.
That's a lot of protein.
Too. Yeah, that's a lot of protein. But you can also use chicken broth too. Chicken broth has 2 grams of proteins per serving, where this has 9. And there's an additional protein within the butternut squash itself. Okay, so I'll show you how to do this real quick. To start off with, you need about 2 or 3 tomatoes. My tomatoes are really small. As you can see, I can hold each of them in a hand. So this would be like 2.5 tomatoes, even though it's 4. So let me just, and I don't have to cut it up small because this soup, you roast it, but then you also blend it in a blender. So
you're just doing some rough cutting right now.
Rough cutting. So we can do this really quickly. I'd already washed everything. So yeah, so I'm making them big chunks. And I have preheated the oven to 425 degrees for the roasting part. And I'm going to throw in this last one.
Be careful. That's a sharp knife.
Yep, that's okay. I'm going to be good, I promise. And you need 1 leek. And
wait, let me take a leek.
And again, you can chop it into big pieces because all of this, after it's roasted, you're going to put it in a blender with the bone broth to blend it until it's nice and smooth. So it can be big chunks.
Pears?
2 or 3 pears. These pears are on the small side, so I'm going to do 3. If they were extra big pears, I would just use 2, but I'm going to use 3 because mine are a little bit on the smaller side. But you can do 2 or 3 pears, and it's really wonderful if they're ripe, and because that makes them nice and sweet. And then see, big pieces, just plucking those in, and again, so I don't even have to do a lot of chopping and dicing because things can be big, which I really like. This recipe I have made for probably over 20 years. I used to make it when my kids were little, gosh, more than 20 years, because my daughter is 30 and it's one of her favorite soups. And she asked me a couple of years ago to email her the recipe, and I'm glad I did. So I do have the recipe right here, and I posted it in the community post so that way you can see it on the channel too if you'd like. Okay, so there's my three pears. You need 2 pounds of cut up butternut squash.
Where'd you get that?
I got this at Costco already pre-cut up.
That's handy.
Which is handy. And there are other grocery stores where you can buy butternut squash already cut up, which makes it fast and handy. This is not the knife to open
no,
this
it's
up
not.
with.
Here.
Oh, there we go. Got it. So this is all ready to go. So all I have to do is plop it in here. There we go. Next, I'm going to need 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Just throw 1, 2. And olive oil is also
Hey,
very
your time
good
is
for
up,
you.
Gina.
All right, let me take a quick heat. I'm doing this. I'm making. I think that's about ready. Big batch. I'm doing 2 batches of this.
Yeah, to make it
Like
make it
miracle
compressed in
science.
time.
There we go. Yeah, I think this looks done now.
Ah.
All right.
King Deacon says, I preheated the kids in the oven about 45 degrees.
All right.
And Albert Bozo said, hi, good food.
Oh my gosh, this
And-
is going to be so delicious.
And then King Deacon says again, how long should I preheat the kids in the oven for?
Oh my gosh, I love people with good senses of humor.
And Dynamite Dan says, hell yeah, cook it up.
All right. Hi, Dynamite Dan. Okay, we also need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt.
Okay.
So I didn't. There we go. Whee. And we need a dash of freshly ground black pepper. So I'll just do a couple spins of this. And I think that, oh no. And we need 2 garlic cloves. But I like to cheat on that too and just do a teaspoon of minced garlic. And I really like garlic, so mine's more like a heaping teaspoon of minced garlic. And that's everything. And then you just stir it.
Wait, did you put olive oil in there?
Yeah, I did
Okay.
2 tablespoons of olive oil.
I wasn't paying attention, I guess.
There you go. But look, just look inside that bowl.
Well, that's pretty.
Look
you know how you
how
can tell
beautiful.
if something is healthy for you?
How?
If it's pretty like that.
Yeah, look at all those pretty colors.
Don't lose a leak on the end there.
Oops. There you go. So you just stir that around a little bit like that. And then I would put it in a roasting pan or a cake pan.
That's
I
what-
happen to have a roasting pan that lifts it up a little bit. But you pour it in a pan, stick it in the oven for until it's soft. About 20 to 30 minutes. And I check it by poking it with a fork. And I think this is just barely done, but I think this is done. And so once it's done, then what you do is you need a blender.
Okay.
And where's mine? So I'm going to scoop the roasted pears. When I come up close so you can see it. And just look how good this looks. Look at that pear being so roasted without being burnt, but just nicely browned there. A little on the edges. Look at that. And that butternut squash looks amazing. So I am going to scoop this up. Sometimes it's a little bit more than 1 blender full for me. And so I'll show you how I deal with that. Well, let's see, let me get this first. Woo. I scoop usually all the vegetables in.
It's a lot of vegetables.
I know. Oh my gosh. And the
By the way,
smell is heavenly.
It's amazing how good it tastes for how many vegetables are in there. I mean, you know, a lot of times people can't figure out how to get their veggies.
Oh, and this is
But
a
this is
good
an
way to
easy
do it.
way.
Ooh, this is
And
a lot. So I
delicious.
might save this right here and blend it in 2 sessions.
2
here.
sessions, okay.
So
Get out of your way here.
put it right here. And I need to add the recipe had called for 2 cans of chicken broth. And a can of chicken broth has 14.5 ounces. Well, this bone broth is a lot more ounces than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour 29 ounces of the bone broth into the blender.
Not 30, 29?
29. Well, 24 or 14.5 and 14.5 is 29
Oh,
ounces.
okay. All right.
So I'm going to start first. This holds 16
'Cause why make it
ounces.
an even number, huh?
Yeah. Oh, here we go. And like I say, some people like to make, my mom likes to make her own bone broth. And you could do that, absolutely. or you can do it quick and easy like I do. All right, so there's 16 ounces. And it looks like it can hold more. So let's see, 16.
Need 13 more.
13 more.
And 3/4.
A nice Harry Potter
Harry
reference
Potter's
there. Yes.
bone broth.
All right, there we go. 13 ounces.
That's pretty full.
Yeah, it is pretty full. And I still have a little bit more vegetables to add, but I'm going to try to blend up what I currently have. Thinking about where I put the lid to the blender. Is it right here? Yes. Okay. Blend it up. It is so good. Now, I'm going to pour a little bit of it in this bowl here.
Oh, so you
So I
can
can add some of the other,
blend the rest.
yeah, and blend some of the rest. Here we go. Throw the rest of these veggies in.
Wait a minute.
Then you can just bring the basket over.
Okay. Oh, you want to bring this over?
Yeah,
Here. Here.
kind of stuff.
Gina.
All
Here.
right, can you bring that over?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Throw the rest of these in there. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so good. I made it for Jeff last week. What did you think?
It was stupendous.
Yeah. Jeff and I are going to be going camping soon. We have another YouTube channel called Anchor Moments RV, and I'm trying to do some big batch cooking of healthy things that I can put in the freezer, and then we can heat up in the microwave in the RV, so we can eat some quick, healthy meals. Here we go. Dump some of it in there. Kind of mix it up.
That's not all going to fit, you know.
Oh, I know. But, oh wait, maybe it will. And stir it up. So look at that.
Need a
There
spatula.
you have it. And I'll spatula it out. But for saving time of people watching, voila, look at that. Roasted pear butternut squash soup. And one of the things that I like to add to it, and I'll sprinkle on the top of, do I not have it out?
I don't know.
Let's see here.
I know what she's going to add.
I like to put, I like to sprinkle on top some pumpkin seeds. And I'll put just a little bit sprinkled
That
on
has
top
8
of the
grams
bowl.
of protein right there per serving. But you don't use
Well,
a
I
whole
don't
serving.
do. Yeah, that's a whole quarter cup.
Oh,
I just
okay.
do a tablespoon or two.
But still,
Yeah, and a tablespoon of seeds are just 50 calories. And then it's going to add 2 more grams of protein as well. So then you'd have 12 grams of protein and 50 calories, 305 calories if you added a tablespoon of this on top of it. But so good. All right. Well, thank you so much, you guys, for showing up on this quick live. And if you like this and want to see more healthy recipes or go on adventures with us, please subscribe to our Anchor Moments YouTube channel or our Anchor Moments RV YouTube channel. Have a great night. Bye-bye.